Hi, and welcome in Encounter Counter. In this channel, I try to give you some ideas for tabletop RPGs and D&D 5e, especially one-shot and encounter ideas. In this video, I decided to give you something slightly different. It's a video on shops, giving you ideas for niche shops to give to your player. Shops can be divided into two main categories: magic and non-magic, and both of those categories can be divided further. Magic shop are the one where you're gonna find magic items, sometimes potion, or spellcaster that can do neat trick for the players. Non-magic shops are more general good stores or all the shops that have non-magic item. I try to separate both of them because the price range is gonna be very different between them. First, in the non-magic shop category, we have convenience shop. So it's going to be your convenience store and most general goods stores, basically. So we're going to find basically adventuring gears, such as stands, rations, all the stuff that have a price in the DMG, basically. Convenience store and shops are usually not RP'd for convenience sake. It's not really useful to do it, it's just wasting time on something that could be just more easily done by, hey DM, I would like that, and oh okay, it's gonna be 10 gold. And that's it. It's far easier to do it that way, and thus it's the way I usually do it. The second shop category is specialty shop. It's basically shop that have a more specialized craft. For example, a blacksmith or an apothecary or a tailor. It's all those shop that you would have a bit more special requests. For example, if someone wants a new sword and he wants a very special sword. For example, you want a handcrafted handle to his sword. You might want to go to a blacksmith. Or if a weapon was damaged during a combat against an evil monster, they might want to go and find a craftsman to repair it. They might want to buy some pets and need to go to a pet store, or want to buy patisserie in a bakery. It's all those shops that is good to have a few of them in your backlog to be able to show to your player, yeah, there's people in your world and it's specialist craft, the stuff that are actually interesting to roleplay. For example, your player might want to adjust his armor so he can hide a weapon in it, and for that he needs a blacksmith. Searching through town, he finds the baking weapons. The blacksmith in the baking weapon is Farnan Arnadel, a gnome woman that is a bit heavy for a gnome woman, but seems to handle her craft quite well. You can see around the shop a few of discarded pieces of armor and weapons, and an insightful player might see that some of those are not for regular items. She also secretly makes some magic items. If the player interacts with her, she might even give some quests to them, like finding a rare component that she needs for one of her magic items, or help hide evidence of an illegal bit of business she did for someone. But maybe the player have been invited to a fancy party in the mayor's own house. Problem is, they don't really have any nice garments after spending a few months on the road, so they need to find a tailor. Searching through town once again, they find Fit So Good, a tailor, and Mrs. Nafi Ciceras is there to welcome them in her humble shop. Her prices are on the expensive side, but she is willing to offer a deal to the party. They're going to the mayor's house, and there will be a lot of important and affluent people there. Maybe they could try to advertise her shop there. Or maybe she needs to make sure that one of her competitors doesn't have the required components to make a certain outfit. If your player are still low level, or none of them have decided to take the sending spell, maybe they will need someone to carry a message or carry a package to someone. So they will find a messenger, the Fast Duck. And the owner of the Fast Duck is Cathar Grellin. He's a bit too curious and tends to open mails, using a quick sending spell to reseal the letters. Maybe Cathar is in a bit of a problem and might ask the party to help him solve it. Maybe he noticed something he shouldn't have by opening one of those letters and wants to stop a crime, but cannot really be the one stopping it. Or maybe he delivered something to the wrong clients and really needs someone to fix that for him. Your player might also need some information, and for information you need books. And what better than a bookstore to find some books? The Eager Pages are owned by Baz Isan. She comes from a very far away land and speaks many languages. She might speak with some foreign accent, for example, if you like that. She knows many languages and thus can help the party with any translation need that they might have, but she also can help them by providing them books or information. She might have some books that are in need of translation. She knows many languages, but not all languages. Or she might want a very particular book, an old book. Maybe it's owned by someone important that refuses to sell it to her and needs someone else to procure it in some way or another. Another good shop to give to your player when they are on a shopping spree is a pet store. They will certainly try to buy a couple of them, and it's always something that player likes: pets. For example, the Gorgeous Finn's pet store is owned by Harold Miltscribe. He really loves animals, but his favorite one are goldfishes and any sea creature in general. He's very fond of them and has many different fishes, but he also has many different pets in general. If the party tries to talk to him and maybe see if he has any odd job for them, he has a bit of an issue right now. One of his goldfishes escaped in the sewers. Well, it's not really a simple goldfish. It's a very expensive one, or maybe it's not a goldfish at all. Maybe it's a baby sea monster. Well, whatever it is, you choose. After all, you're the DM. It's in the sewers now, and the player are gonna need to go through the sewers to try and catch it before anyone else does. Inventory-wise, the Gorgeous Finn's pet store might have a Bling Dog pup, or a baby quaddle, or a black dragon wormling, if you're into magical beasts to give as pets to your player. Or maybe it only has goldfishes, mastiff, and cats. You can have basically whatever you want. I would say have a few maybe more expensive animals to give to your player the temptation to lose a bit of gold for them. As a last example, maybe your player have had a couple of rough fights recently and really want some potions to maybe turn the tide in their favor next time. Trying to go through town, they might find a Dreaming Armor pharmacy, an apothecary tended by Pernan Brightpot, a halfling apothecary. Being a halfling, he is resistant to most form of poisons and side effect of his potion, thus he tends to forget to notify his clients that maybe some of the effect of the potion might be harmful to the less resistant folks, like elves and humans. Pernan might need a bit of help, though. One of his new potions needs testing, and also he's trying to work on a cure for lycanthropy. Problem is, he doesn't know any lycanthrope. But that's easily fixed, he will tell them. You just need to go and catch lycanthropy, and he is sure he can fix it later. Or is he? The third kind of shops are magic item shops. They are pretty self-explanatory and are your Pumat Souls or other store that only sells magic items or spell components. You can make them as fancy as you want or as simple as you want. I recommend to have a small inventory for your shop in advance, and 5emagic.shop is a great website for that. Here is an example of a magic item shop that could be useful if you need one. It's the Elder Compass. The Elder Compass is tended by Jorna Saltala, an elf. If the players talk to her, she will say that she used to be an adventurer once, but she got a bad injury and was forced to settle down. Her shop is still quite new and still needs to get the word around that there's a new magic item shop in town, and she would like the party to go and advertise her shop in the local magic school. Maybe she could become a patron for the party, using Tasha's rules for patron. The fourth category of shops, and last, are spellcasters. It's people that can cast spells for the party. For example, if you need a high-level cleric to use Greater Restoration on a member of the party, or if you need a bard to revivify someone in the party, or if you need a wizard to see in your future. Any kind of spell that is outside of the party's level and that they really need someone to cast, they can just go and try to find someone to cast it for them, and those are spellcasters. If it's a friend of the party, he might just ask the party to get the spell components, and if it's someone else, he might ask a bit of gold for the casting of the spell itself. Thank you for watching this video until the end. You can like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I hope to encounter you later.